In Lebanon, as you know, we've been in civil war since the 1975 till the 1990. And as activists, they all shifted their focus to social and relief services in this section of our period in Lebanon. Progress on women's issues since the 2006 has been minimal because also we had a war between our enemies, if you want to say it. It's not the civil war, it's on the border. And many Lebanese policies and laws remain discriminatory. So, for instance, for now, the Lebanese women are unable to pass their nationality to foreign husbands and their children. This is one that we are working very hard on it. And the definition of a punishment for adultery differs depending on whether the perpetrator is male or female. This is in the marriage issues. These are the second that we are working now, the last 10 years in this progress. And women are at a disadvantage in terms of marital rights. And women rights groups have sought to correct these problems by lobbying for a new nationality law and amendments to the penal code. So we are working on these issues. These are, now we are focusing the last 10 years. If you want to talk about the first, on 1995, when we joined the Fourth World Conference for Women in Beijing, the Lebanese government, we were involved, and it's really mentioned in our constitution. But in fact, they are not. So now we are working on the quota for the women to be involved in politics, like all other Mediterranean and regional countries, that they look like us in their culture, the Italian or other country, to prepare a path for the women to go in and to be in politics. So this is part of what we are working now, the last 10 years, but most of the women's activists and NGOs, they have a lot to do, and we are working on awareness. This is the most important part. We are working on awareness, and we are preparing a pressure group on the decision makers, on the parliament, to really move forward on the laws, that they are really there. It's in the drawers, so we just want them to remove it and vote for it. You know, there is a young lady called Nada Mghazel. She works in women's human rights, and her mom, she inherited her mom's movements, also Mghazel Foundation, and really I look forward for them. Actually, in the Green Party, we work in all the Lebanese involvements, in politics, in environment, in social, on women, on children. So human rights, it's the main and the first part of our chapter. As women, we see that such a lady and young lady, she adopted her mom's foundation, and she's working. She's a wonderful woman. As a Green Party in Lebanon, what we're working and we're pushing on it, we think that non-discrimination and access to justice, we need the following points that we are really the headlines of our movements. Efforts should be made to fully implement Article 7 of the Constitution, which establishes equality in the rights and duties of all citizens. So it's in our Constitution. So we want to make more efforts to implement this Article 7 in our Constitution. And actually now steps are taken to increase women's awareness about their legal rights. Most women, they don't know what's their rights. In most of their, in work, in marriage, in politics, we don't know. So we are working on awareness campaigns. And Article 1, this is a decree number 15 on January 1925. Imagine, since 1925, it's still in the parliament and they didn't work on it. We should be amended to read that any person born for a Lebanese father or mother shall be considered Lebanese. We don't have it. Women, they can't give nationality to their children and to their husband. And we have it since 1925. Imagine. This is all because of the Palestinian refugees, when there was those marriages, and they think that demographic issues that will be, it affect the demographic distribution, and it all affects the politics. It's not an excuse at all. And Article 562 of the Penal Code, which offers reduced sentences to male perpetrators for honor crimes. Honor crimes in Arab countries, it's really a disaster. It's a big crime, but it's in the Constitution, and now we want to remove it. There is a lot of activist women now. I admire them because really they survived in their positions to work in their local community. By names, they are not well known, but it doesn't matter. I admire them because since I was a young woman and I look at them in the Red Cross, they are really a wonderful woman, that they are I don't know how you say it, but they are survivors. In the Red Cross part, they worked a lot in the Civil War and all the situation, because our country is in a region, always there is something not normal. You have to deal with it. So the decision makers in the Red Cross, they are women. And many women, not only one woman. And I admire them a lot in this position. I think now we are focusing to prepare ourselves for political rights and civic voice. This is very important. When women are involved in decision making, it will make a big difference. So in our country, this part is missing, and we are working on it. And the government, in conjunction with civil society actors, should counter the prevailing view, particularly among older generation, that politics is a domain of men. That's everybody that knows. This could be achieved through national awareness campaigns, as I told you before, focusing on the important role that women play in the public sphere, whether at the political, economic, or social level.